Hey everyone, welcome to the day 3 of the Beachbody Coaching Opportunity Sneak Peek. Today we're going to talk about the 3 different types of coaches. We've already kind of told you a little bit about our why and why we started, so we're just going to go a little bit more in depth of, it's a bug.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Extra protein.
Anyway, so the 3 types of coaches, you have your discount coach, you have your hobby coach, and then you have like your business builder. So for myself, Chris is going to talk about the discount coach, Gabriel's going to talk about the hobby dabbler, and then I'll talk about the business all-in, let's do this coach.
Yep.
All right, Chris.
Okay, so as I said, I started simply to get my discount with Shakeology, and that is all I did for about 8 months. I drank my Shakeology, I received my discount, and I was happy as a lark. And I was
What's
just,
a lark?
I don't even know, but they say it all the time.
They're happy apparently.
They are like super happy animals or organisms.
I wanna be a
whatever
lark.
it is.
All right.
I was that happy. But so I was drinking my Shakeology, loved it, and I started having more people ask me what I was doing because I was just drinking my Shakeology around town. I brought it to work. I drank it for my lunch, and people started asking what it was. And so I explained it to them, and then they wanted to start trying it themselves. And that's when I was like, oh, well, okay, yeah, we can do that. You know, I know how to handle that. And so I went ahead and, I started having people get Shakeology through me, and I had enough to where it was paid for. And as soon as I had my Shakeology paid for that first month, it was like,
That was exciting, wasn't
yeah,
it?
that's all I needed.
How many coaches do we have altogether?
Altogether,
Wow.
I
A lot.
have 180.
We probably have close to, we're at over 200.
Over
like,
200?
For
so
sure.
how many
Maybe
of
close
those
to
do you
300.
think are
70% maybe.
so that would be like out of joining our team,
Yeah.
70%. What is that math? I'm not a math. I don't even know. A lot.
Well, let's just say we have
We have more discount coaches
So
than
if
we
we
do
have
people actually
yeah.
working the business.
Just say we
Yeah.
have 100 coaches. We would have 70.
70.
We only have 70.
Yeah,
Double
we're not
that.
good
We
at
have 140 coaches.
Okay.
Seriously.
But I mean, really, the vast majority simply sign up the same reason, getting their Shakeology a little bit cheaper, and then as you progress, if you want to go ahead and introduce that to people, you certainly can. I started doing that. I got my Shakeology paid for, which was great. I never turned back after that.
It's not just Shakeology. It's even like all programs.
Programs.
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
All
your
your
programs.
Fresh,
Yeah,
E&E.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
all kinds of products.
Yeah, I mean, everything you buy is 25% off when you're a coach. It's awesome.
And you get
Win-win.
discounted.
Yeah, and but then got my Shakeology paid for, and from there, it did start to turn into an actual business.
So when I first started, again, my foot surgery, I was freaking out that I was going to get, I had been working out for a little while at that point, and I was just working, I couldn't work out. My doctor told me 8 weeks, and I was like freaking out, 8 weeks and I can't work out. So I started on the Shakeology, and it was only a couple, it was only a couple of months. And actually I think, no, maybe it was after maybe just the first month I had already paid for my Shakeology, I think. Because I did have a couple of challenge pack sales through friends and family who, like I said, noticed what I was doing and were like, what is that? I want some of that too. And then a couple months later, again, paid for my husband's, and I was like, we're going to keep drinking this as long as I have customers and, challengers, and, it was mostly friends and family, of course, but that are drinking the Shakeology
That's where it
too.
starts.
Exactly. I was
That's
like,
anything,
I'm making
yeah.
this commission, and as long as I'm making enough commission to pay for our Shakeology, we're going to drink it forever. Because, man, this stuff makes you feel awesome. And people ask me, where in the world do you get all this energy? And I have to credit a lot of it to Shakeology. And I know I'm pretty high-strung as it is, but
No,
seriously.
not you.
Yeah.
We
I
put it back to
know.
half doses.
But, yeah. Sorry. E&E, I bought some of that stuff, but I can't really take it. There's no need for that. Like, if I do, I take a half a scoop. It says you can take up to 2 scoops. Can you imagine me on 2 scoops of E&E? So, never mind. Anyways, squirrel, sidetrack, moving back. All right, so I got the Shakeology paid for, and then, again, as the months went by, I just kept helping more people, and then it was like, hey, before I knew it, I was buying my groceries every month with this money. You know, I was making a couple $100 every week, and I was so proud of myself because here I was, a full-time teacher, pretty much a full-time photographer, and a health and fitness coach. And my husband was like, yeah, you know, 3 jobs, that's a lot. And I was like, yeah, baby, but, you know, I love teaching, and I love my photography, and I'm already going to eat healthy and work out. I might as well, and people are already coming to me for help, so I might as well help them and get paid for it. I mean, like with any job you do, you know, I taught kids. I love teaching kids, but did I feel guilty about getting paid to teach kids? No, it was a job. I get paid for it. You know, whatever. Photography, again, love that. But again, it's a service. I get paid for it. And I value my time, so I want to get paid for that. There came a point, though, where I kind of got in over my head, and it was just too much. With my 2 kids, I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they're in baseball and dance. And my husband used to work for the sheriff's department. He was on the SWAT team. He would work late nights, weekends. He'd get a page at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, that he had to get called out for an investigation. It was just crazy hours. And between teaching, photography, I did give up weddings, but between that, photography, and Beachbody, I had to give up something. So I was thinking, well, let's see. I put some numbers on a spreadsheet because I do like numbers, and I kind of figured out, you know, since my time is valuable, I figured out where I was making the most with the time that I was investing, and what was the least amount of stress for me. And I decided to stick with photography and go Beachbody full time and give up my teaching position, so that I could be a better wife and a better mommy, so that I could be the boss and make my own schedule and have time to be with my husband, my kids, my friends, my family, anytime that I wanted. I mean, we got back from a trip to Cancun last week. I got paid for it by Beachbody, spent a whole week in Cancun. I won that trip free from Beachbody, and it was amazing. But when we got back, I spent the whole next day doing laundry, going to the grocery store, cleaning my house. I spent the very next day after that on a field trip with my daughter. So do you think my work would have given me another 2 days off after my week-long vacation to take care of that? No, not at all. And so Beachbody has really given me the freedom to, and I go back to that word so much, but freedom. That's what I've gotten. So I've experienced all of these things. Just the discount, doing it as a hobby, and now going full-time. And I'll tell you this, I'm ruined, and I will never go back. Never. So, but Lindsay just jumped in, and here's her story.
I did. So, like I said, when I started as a customer, Brady was 4 weeks old. And so I went back to work when he was at 13 weeks. And my first 2 days back, I left work crying. I felt not appreciated, undervalued. It may have been the hormones, it may have been whatever, but regardless, I left work that whole day and I cried on my way home every single day. And that's not really how I wanted to feel, and that's not something that I could handle, because as a new mom, you know, it's not about me anymore, it's about Brady. And so when I walked in the door to my house, I had to put a smile on my face for him. So I was in these challenge groups, and I felt, you know, Chris there's so much behind the scenes in these challenge groups. And Chris, I mean, she would constantly tell me how proud. She'd be like, I am so proud of you. And all I was doing is working. I was just doing a workout video, you know. I'd be like, got my workout in, going to work. See you later, thanks, you know. Because I felt the need, like I needed to like check in with my coach every morning, you know. And so she'd be like, awesome job. I remember how hard it was. You know, Chris had 2 small children whenever, you know, her kids were the same, like young. So I was like, I don't know how you did that. I can't even do this one. And so anyway, so that's when I decided, she kind of mentioned it, you know, she was like, you know, you could be a coach. I think, you know, she saw the potential in me, and that's what we see in our challengers. Like, we see coaching potentials in our groups.
We see coaching going on all the time.
All the time, and you don't even realize it. So anyways, Chris really just built my confidence up, and I really just had a lot more drive than I did because I just wanted to be happy. You know, I didn't want to leave work crying every single day. That I couldn't do that. I mean, I wanted to be happy for myself. I wanted to be happy for Brady and for Lee, my husband. You know, I don't know, that's something I needed. And so this was such a positive environment that I decided, I'm like, I'm going to do it. And I talked about it for 2 weeks, and then I wasn't going to do it. And then I was like, no, I'm doing it. And my husband was like, okay, it's only $40, whatever. And I would like follow him around the house. And I'd be like, no, it's not just $40. Like, I want to do this. And he was like, well, if you do it and it doesn't work out, then we lost $40. I'm like, no, we're going to do this. Well, anyways, I signed up. I was like, I'm doing it today. Called Chris on my way to work one morning, signed up. Really, it was to sign up for a challenge pack, which is like $140, 21-day fix in Shakeology. And I think that very same day, I opened up my own group. I invited everyone. I was like, hey, I just became a Beachbody coach. Why don't you do this 21-day fix with me?
No, honestly, she signed. Okay, for real. All right, so we're in our car. Yeah, it's before work. I mean, we all have full time. It was before work, and Lisa's like, all right, I got it. I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, cool. By the time I walked from my car to my desk, I opened up my Beachbody coach office, and I had a new coach, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I opened it up, and I'm like, Lindsay, oh my God. And so she had already signed up. I was like, awesome. Well, then I'm like scrolling, and I see she's announced herself as a Beachbody. I mean, this happened about like 8:02 a.m., you know? And I was like,
it's been in my mind this whole time because I was like, and I don't know, I'm just kind of like that. I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, you know?
Just do it.
Just do it.
No fear.
And from that point forward, my focus was just like doing these challenge groups, getting these people. I wanted the people along this journey with me. It was tough as a new mom. So, and I'm the type of person, like, I like to be surrounded by fun and energetic. And so, if the more people I have around me, like, really the more I feel like I'm accountable. So really, these people were motivating me because I knew that, like, if they're watching me and they're waiting for me to wake up at 5 a.m., I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my workout. And even sometimes I'm over here eating chips and salsa, I'm like, oh, I better put them down because
that's right.
These people are watching me and, you know, they're going to follow what I do. And so I really try to set a good example. And that's how we really try to hold each other accountable. But, you know, I opened up a web page. It was never about the money for me. I see the opportunity now for the money, but that's not really, I didn't even know how we earned. And I think I was just going and doing that. The paychecks were coming and I'd be like, cool, whatever. And it took me until January, I think, to even realize.
Figure out how it was even
Figure
happening.
out how it was working, you know. I was just doing it.
And we get paid every Thursday. And I remember in Cancun, one of the coaches I was talking to that I just met there, she was like, oh, it's a great day, you know, whatever. And I was like, yeah, every day is a great day.
Yeah.
We're in Cancun. And she's like, no, it's Thursday. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's payday. I mean, you forget, like, you know.
You really do.
But it's exciting, but you forget.
Yeah.
It's just.
And then, so because of this, so I was working full time, and out of the grace of God, like in the positive world that I'm in, they approached me and asked if I wanted to go part time. I don't know if that was like a job cut or to like make me happy, but either way, I was like, well, let me talk to my husband, you know. And before he would have said no. And so I went home and he was like, absolutely. He was like, okay, all right. And I'm like, really? And he was like, if you want to. And so I was like, okay. So I was like, I could make it up in Beachbody. And he was like, well, we'll just figure it out. Because he's still thinking, okay, you know. Because I did have to admit that when I signed up as a coach, it wasn't $40. I went home, I was like, it was $140. But we got this. Don't worry about it. We got it.
But see, the
Yeah.
$40
But you
was
can.
just
Yeah.
the coach
Just the coach.
sign up. When you
Yeah.
bought the challenge pack, when you got the 21-day fix and the
You gotta get
Shakeology,
the Shakeology and the coach.
the
Yeah.
coach sign up was
Was
waived.
free. So
Yes. So you got a
that's
better
kind of
deal.
where I am. And this past week, I've advanced my business to a 3-star diamond. And
So awesome.
huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge opportunity.
So exciting.
I know it's only going to go up from here. We'll all be there by the end of the year. We have huge goals for our team, for ourselves, and we want everyone to join us just because, look at us.
Because we want everyone We want everyone
We want
to.
this for you.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes,
for,
you know.
It's happened for ourselves and our family, and we want it.
It's
we
just
want
such
it
a
to happen
positive
for
thing.
everyone.
It has nothing to. I mean, it does have.
We want
you know,
everyone to experience
Yes,
what
the
we have.
experience is what
Absolutely.
we want you to experience. So, I don't even
It's
know
not
if we
fair
even
to
talked
not.
about
It's
it,
not
but
fair to not tell you about it. Like honestly,
exactly. So
Can't
that
keep it a
was the
secret.
3 coaching opportunities. We may have got way off. But just to sum it up, you have your discount coach if you just want it for the discount. You have your hobby coach if you want to make some money here and there, a little bit of play money. And then you have your business builder that wants to go all in, dream big. All right.
Yeah.